Hello and welcome to the channel. I am the Walking Warrior and today I am in the historic town of Gillingham, which is known as one of the Medway towns down here in lovely Kent. And I'm on the hunt for a memorial to a man called William Adams. Now I've just parked the car and I'm walking down this road, and hopefully it should be just at the end of this road if I've got my directions right. So let's go and find it. Yeah, I just saw a little tiny glimpse of it then through the trees. I know what it looks like because I've looked at pictures of it online. Done a little bit of research before I have come here. So there it is in front of us, the memorial to William Adams. And just look at it, what a memorial that is. Most people, if they are a little bit famous, they might get a little blue plaque somewhere or a bench, but not William Adams. Just look what he got. He got like a mini clock tower in his honour, all made of stone with nice plaques on it right on the main road. And not many people get something as magnificent as that put up in their honour. Most people are lucky to get the blue plaque, or if they're very lucky they get a statue somewhere. But not William Adams. Just look at what he got. He got a full-blown clock tower, and it is bigger than what I thought. When I looked at pictures of this online, I did think it was going to be smaller, but it is not. It is quite large and it is very, very impressive. And it is all made out of a really nice bit of stone. This was not made on a budget. Some money has gone into this, and it is very impressive. When I looked at it online, I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. So now I am here, I am very surprised by how big it is. And all made out of really big stones, really nice stones, all shaped and made by a proper old craftsman. So yeah, just looking at this monument is a little work of art. Well, not a little work of art. It is a big, impressive work of art up here on the main road in Gillingham. And back when this was first put up, this would have been the main road down to the Kent coast. So this would have been a very busy road back when this monument was put up. So first things first, let's say hello to the lovely, impressive William Adams Monument. Hello, William Adams Monument. Nice to meet ya. And you are now one of the stars on the Walking Warrior channel. And you are much more impressive in the flesh with your big, magnificent carved stones. Now that I am here, you are much more impressive than how you looked in the photos I looked at on the internet. So well done, William Adams. You was remembered very well. And you was remembered in a great way by your local community. They must have thought a lot of you to have built this magnificent monument to remember you. And you will be remembered for a very long time, William Adams. 'Cause just look at this thing. This thing is made out of solid stone. This will be up here on the main road for a very long time. This is not falling down anytime soon. This was made by proper craftsmen and built to last and be here for everyone to see for a very, very long time. So this was put here in 1936 in honour of William Adams, who, from what I can make out, I've been reading up about him, he was the first ever Englishman to set foot in Japan. He was born in 1564, right here in Gillingham. So he was a true Medway boy. And he died in Japan in 1620. So that would have made him 56 years old when he sadly died in Japan. So from what I can work out, by reading through a few old history books and having a little look online, when he was very young, his dad got an illness and sadly died. So he was only young and he was left. His dad died and he was left on his own. So there he was, a young boy on his own, lost his dad. Now normally this would have all ended in tears, but it didn't for William Adams, because he was taken in by a very rich Londoner, a man called Nicholas Dickens, who was a very rich man who lived in London, who owned his own shipyard in the Limehouse. So this nice man, Nicholas Dickens, took in young William Adams and put him on an apprenticeship at his shipyard. So William Adams went working at the shipyard as a young boy with an apprenticeship in the Limehouse. And while he was there, he did a 12-year apprenticeship where he learnt shipbuilding, he learnt astronomy and he learnt navigation. But he really liked the navigation side of things, and apparently he was really good at it. He really was a good ship's navigator. And also he was a very good shipbuilder, so he knew how to build one of them old wooden galleons or the merchant vessels from back in the day. So after his long apprenticeship, when he became a fully qualified navigator and shipbuilder, he stayed in London and worked for some of the big merchant companies as a navigator on their vessels, importing all different things from faraway lands back to the UK. And then he ended up working on the ships for Queen Elizabeth. So he was a navigator on one of the ships in the Royal Fleet of England. And I bet he loved that. Just imagine that at the time, late 1500s, Queen Elizabeth's Royal Fleet would have been one of the most powerful navies in the world. So to work on board one of her vessels must have been something special. So I'm not sure exactly how many years he was in the Royal Fleet for Queen Elizabeth, but it was quite a few years. But then in 1597 he started getting involved with a Dutch company who was looking for an expert navigator to go on an expedition on one of their vessels to seek out far, far away lands and see what they could find. So he teamed up with the Dutch, and in 1598 he left Holland on an expedition with the Dutch to go and see what they could find. So he was on that ship for 2 years, and then in 1600 they landed on the shores of Japan. So when he went ashore, he became the first Englishman ever to set foot on Japanese soil. So yeah, there's a thing, the first Englishman to go to Japan. So while he was in Japan, he became friendly with the region's shogun. And at the time in Japan, a shogun would have been like a really powerful military leader. He would have had elite warriors working for him, and a big load of troops and a big sort of empire. So a shogun at the time would have been a really powerful Japanese man who you would not have wanted to upset. If you had upset or offended the shogun, you would be in big trouble. But anyway, William Adams did not offend the shogun. He got friendly with them, and in the end he became the advisor to the shogun. He built a few ships for him and then taught the shogun's men how to use them ships with all their cannons in a more effective way than they had been doing before. So he taught them all the European tricks about how to use them ships to maximum effect, them galleons with all their cannons. He told them all the European secrets on how to make one of them ships the most effective it could be in a battle. And also he became the top trade advisor for the shogun. So if you was a European and you wanted to deal with the shogun and trade goods, you would have gone through William Adams. So he would have been the man you dealt with if you wanted to trade with the shogun. So that would have been a pretty high-ranking job. So in his own right, William Adams probably had become a very powerful man in Japan, because he was the main advisor to the shogun. And there he stayed in Japan for the rest of his life until he sadly died in 1620. So that was what I could find out about William Adams. So by the sound of it, he had a very eventful life and has gone down in history as the first Englishman to go to Japan. So well done, William Adams. You were the first man to step foot on Japanese soil from the UK. You served your Queen and your country on the Queen's vessels in her fleet. You had this magnificent monument built in your honour, and you became an explorer with the Dutch, seeking out what you could find and explore in the big wide world. Bit like me really, I'm an explorer seeking out stuff, but not in the big wide world. I just stay local. And where you had a big magnificent ship to do your seeking and exploring, all I have is a nice pair of shiny military boots. So let's have a bit of a better look at his monument. Lovely, this monument. And after all, it is the reason why I've come here, to have a look at the monument. So let's have a look at it. So as you can see, this is quite a big, large, impressive monument to be erected in a man's honour. And if you did want to find it and see it for yourself, it is on the main road between Chatham and Sittingbourne. It's right up on the main road. It is opposite the petrol garage, so it is not that difficult to find if you did want to come and see it. And it is quite a nice thing to come and see, and you could pay your respects to the first man to step foot in Japan. So yeah, I'm impressed with this monument. Like I said, in the photos on the internet, it doesn't really look that impressive, but when you are here, it is a big, well-made stone structure that is impressive, and it is really nice with all its carved stones and everything. And to think back in the day, this would have been on a really busy road, so everybody travelling maybe from London up to the Kent coast would have gone past this lovely stone monument and remembered William Adams. So I wonder how many people live near here and pass this every day to and fro work, or going shopping, or taking the kids to school, and they don't even know what it's for, and they don't even know who William Adams is. I bet there is a lot of people who pass this on a regular basis that don't even take no notice of it, because they are too busy rushing home to watch the Walking Warrior channel on the YouTube. So I would say, if you are one of them people, next time you are driving past this lovely William Adams monument, just stop and take 5 minutes, have a little walk round it, because it really is a magnificent thing, and you never know, you just might really enjoy it. And I hope you do, because if you have a little walk round this one and find it a really enjoyable 5 minutes out of your busy life, then there's loads of these monuments scattered around, and when you're out and about, you can stop the car and spend 5 minutes having a look round them as well. Because at the end of the day, that is why these monuments were put up, for people to enjoy and learn about the deep, rich history of this glorious land of ours called the United Kingdom. So, let's say goodbye to the lovely William Adams Monument. Bye bye, Monument. I've enjoyed my time with you, and I shall see you another day. Now you are a star on the Walking Warrior channel. So I am the Walking Warrior. That was the Williams Adams Monument. And please subscribe, because I am going to go on the hunt and explore and find lots of things like that. So if you enjoyed this one, please click the button and then you can join me on my next adventures when I go out and about seeing what I can find. And look, I've found something already. I have found this very old stone. What does it say? Oh, it says 8 miles to Sittingbourne, 32 miles to London. Oh, and I wouldn't mind going to London because there's a lot of history, monuments and statues in London. But 32 miles is quite a long walk and it'll be dark in about an hour. So I think I shall go to Sittingbourne. That is only 8 miles away. So I think this is an old coach marker, so it would have marked the mileage, because obviously them old stage coaches never had a mileometer in them. So these stones would have showed you how far you had to go to your destination. But I have just noticed something very interesting on the back of this one, and that is it has the military arrow on it, carved into it. That arrow on the back means it was used for military. So I'm not sure why that is on that stone. If anyone out there knows, please message me about that, because I am very interested in that. A military arrow carved into this stone. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm glad I found that. It's really nice, that little stone. So I'm now off to Sittingbourne, because as the stone said, it is only an 8-mile walk. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you can see what I find next. So off we go to Sittingbourne. Let's go and explore.